Welcome, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is your host, Galadon. And today, it is time to say goodbye to one of the biggest and longest standing Clash of Clans YouTube channels ever. But it's not myself. But it is a friend of mine and somebody that you may know, so I thought it would be a good time to talk about the state of the game, the future updates, and some of the channels that we have seen come and go on YouTube. Now, of course, yes, you know, Galadon is going to continue with just about daily uploads of Clash of Clans unless I am on vacation, which, by the way, goodbye. I'm going to take a quick vacation, so you might see a fewer uploads over the next couple of days. So that's part of the reason why this video is the way it is. Goodbye to Galadon for a couple of days. But of course, I will always do my best to bring you the earliest and most accurate update information. So if you get a chance, please do still subscribe, because I promise you, now that this channel is officially the oldest, longest standing Clash of Clans dedicated YouTube channel, I'm going to keep going. We're going to go strong, all right? And we are going to continue to ask you to use creator code Galadon because, you know, it helps keep the channel going. Now, obviously, it's a struggle. You know, YouTube is not an easy, 30 minutes a day of work and sit back and watch the checks come in career. And there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. If you have followed some other content creators that make, say, Supercell content or mobile gaming content, you may have seen them talk about, their mental health, depression. Some even just fully on disappear for weeks or months at a time before they come back. And, yes, it's really difficult. And maybe, and I'm not, trying to pat myself on the back here too much, but maybe the fact that I am like twice the age of most average mobile gaming content creators has made it a little bit easier for me to get through these times and to continue through. There's always going to be hate, there's always going to be lows, there's always going to be lulls and slow times where you feel like it's been forever since you've had a good update from Clash of Clans. Anybody feel that way right now? Maybe, but no. Okay, so overall, I just wanted to say that Godson's videos, man, always so much fun to watch, and he was around long before I was. In fact, yeah, he's been around almost forever, almost as long as Chief Pat, and he really built a lot of the popularity of his channel on, if you recall, these early days when they used to let the YouTubers do developer build raids, and we could put 300 of every troop on the screen, and there was a period of time where Supercell was okay with that. And eventually they said, no, you know what, we'd rather not promote that type of gameplay. We want players to see realistic gameplay, so no more of that. And there was a line drawn somewhere around 2016, 17, 18 where those videos don't happen anymore. So that's why, if you're wondering, you don't see those videos like you used to, but you saw those 3 videos alone from Godson got like 25 million views each. And obviously, it did a lot for Clash of Clans content creators early on in those early days of YouTube. Speaking of early days of YouTube, how about this picture from the very first Supercell Helsinki trip that I took? And it turned out it was the second of all time. Godson is on the right-hand side, second from the right in the Supercell hoodie. I am in the back to the left of the Archer. Do you recognize everybody? If you do, let me know. I blocked out the faces of the Supercell employees for privacy reasons, but everybody else was a content creator and at the time consented to having that picture taken. That was in, again, 2016. I looked much younger there. Chief Pat, holy cow, he looked much younger there as well. And yeah, I honestly, there is one player, one Clash of Clans content creator there at that table, and I can't remember his name. Yeah, unfortunately. So, but hey, if you guys want me, by the way, to make that Where Are They Now video that I talked about a few episodes ago, I am more than happy to do that. Just let me know in the comments, leave a like on this video, and I will throw together a Where Are They Now episode where we do our best to research and follow up what happened to some of those early days content creators, because they were thriving back then, and obviously some have moved on to do other games and even Supercell games like Nick and Molt and Pat, but there's other really big content creators back there, and many were not in that picture, that have completely disappeared off the face of the map. I wonder where they've gone. Now, of course, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, YouTube content creating, live streaming isn't it's just not a cakewalk. And it's funny where it throws these people suddenly under a huge spotlight, especially when you have fast growth in the early days. And I'll tell you right now, it's kind of a weird experience, because what happens is at the very beginning, when you start to grow in popularity, these content creators, and I was this way, and pretty much all of the other content creators I know had a very similar experience to this, and that is your early like ratio is nearly 100%, like 99.9%. Almost every single interaction with your video is going to be positive. And as you grow a larger following, inevitably you end up finding bitter or disappointed or whatever reason people that are watching your content and then trolling you in the comments, leaving dislikes, stopping by live streams and abusing you. And it can be difficult for some content creators to deal with. And then think about this, these are younger people most often, people that are, at college age or even younger, and suddenly they're dealing with a bunch of hatred and they don't know how to process that. And that can be really difficult. And me, having been somebody that worked around all sorts of different professions for many, many years, worked around people for a long time, I'm a little bit thicker skinned, I guess, and I take that as a blessing. Obviously, it does create, some jaded attitudes and saltiness that can sometimes shine through, but okay. So overall, I totally got derailed on this episode, and this is not where I intended it to go. What I wanted to say was a massive shout out to Godson for making Clash videos for so many years. He is one of the only channels, and in fact the only channel older than mine, that remained dedicated to Clash, that was primarily Clash of Clans content all the way around. And yes, I did get a chance to meet with Godson a few times. He also made several trips to Helsinki. He wasn't really into the whole casting thing or the live streaming thing as much, so he didn't do that. And I do think that he's got some other projects going on with like crypto and NFTs. It wouldn't surprise me, smart content creators are going to invest that money they make and try to make something long-term out of it, because you never know. That's the thing. In this profession, you really never know. We don't get health insurance, you don't get a retirement, you don't get days off, there's no vacation or sick pay, there's no guarantee that tomorrow your channel isn't going to completely die. And obviously that has happened in a lot of different ways to a lot of different people. We saw, if you saw in that picture, Master Off, he moved on. He was no longer allowed to make Clash of Clans or Supercell content. We've seen Nick and Molt move on from Clash of Clans. Well, actually, Nick used to be Boom Beach, and he moved on to Clash and then Royale. And I don't even know if he's still Royale or Brawl Stars. Molt, I think, is still mostly Royale. Chief Pat, of course, esports organization, Tribe Gaming, and Brawl Stars. So yeah, it would be fun to go into depth about all of these guys and talk a little bit more about my experiences with them, because I got a chance to know a lot of these people really, really well, and I'm very, very blessed for that. So where did this episode end up going? Oh yeah. So I'm going to take a few days off. So you won't see as many videos from me over the next few days. What I try to do whenever I take like a quick break from content creating, a little vacation, I try to still bring you guys content. I make videos ahead of time and I'll upload like every other day for a week or so, instead of right now it's been 6 days a week that I've been bringing you videos, and that just decreased recently from 7 days a week. As you guys might have seen, we stopped uploading. When I say we, I don't have a staff or anybody to help me, so that could be part of it. I stopped uploading on Fridays just to try to give myself a little more time off. But yeah, okay, so hey, ask me questions in the comments. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about in a future episode. It would be fun to reminisce and talk about all of those trips and all of these amazing people that I have met. I appreciate you sticking around through my rambling episode all the way to the very end. And that does mean you are the true #Galafam. And of course, I do love, think about, and appreciate every single one of you every single day. So get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, week, month, and year. Be kind to the people on the planet. I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more Full Attacks.
Galadon, when you talk about famous YouTubers, don't forget Peter $17. That's right.